We all immigrated. Carlos and his family were leaving Mexico. They were moving to the United States. His family was packing, so boxes stood everywhere. The house was in disorder. Cousin Berto came to help. Berto was a preteen, but he was nearly 13. Berto asked if people spoke Spanish where Carlos's family was going. Carlos's father said that just a few people spoke Spanish. Carlos gasped in disbelief. How could his family immigrate to this place? He just spoke Spanish. How could he make friends? His mother told him that he'd make friends. He learned to understand people. At first, Carlos felt glad to be in school in America. His teacher, Mrs. Ortiz, spoke some Spanish, but he felt sad when he found out that not one of his classmates spoke Spanish. Carlos sat by himself at lunchtime. He watched the other kids discussing things. He wished he could speak with them. The weeks passed, bit by bit. Carlos learned to read and say new words. He spoke with his classmates. Carlos often used a wrong word. Then he felt ashamed and wished he could disappear. Mrs. Ortiz spoke with Carlos. She said, I hope you don't dislike school. You seem sad. But you shouldn't be. You understand what people say. Carlos said, I want to speak like Nancy. His sister was just in preschool, but she seemed to learn new words instantly. Mrs. Ortiz said, You've been in this country a short time. Soon you'll speak and read just like you were born here. Carlos disagreed. He didn't say so. He didn't want to seem disrespectful. Mrs. Ortiz wanted Carlos to feel happy. She had an idea for a project. She told the class, I want each of you to ask your family when they immigrated to America. Tomorrow you can share what you learned. The next day, Carlos spoke first. My family came to America 15 weeks ago. Kento said, My parents came from Japan, but I was born in America. Paul spoke next. My grandparents immigrated here 50 years ago. They came from Poland. Sean's family took an indirect path to America. My parents' family came from Africa to South America a long time ago. My parents' families came from Africa to South America a long time ago, he explained. Then my grandparents left and came here way before I was born. Amy said, My parents were born in the United States, but both their families came from Scotland in the 1700s. Grace said, All of us are like Carlos. Our families are immigrated too. Carlos smiled. He said, We all are alike. Our families are all immigrated. Then Carlos asked Miss Ortiz, Can we paint a big picture? We can show where our families came from. Paul said, That's a good idea. Miss Ortiz said, Yes, I invite you all to paint.